Abu Hajar Muhammad, creative, poetic Dawah. Some say we don't know how we have rationality. How do we know, like, have these things, faculties that we have? Scientists are baffled because it's immaterial. Consciousness is immaterial. So there's an immaterial world. So we're saying that to understand the immaterial world, which is not natural, it's supernatural, we have to move away from science and go to other sources of knowledge, like the Quran, right? So the Quran is saying, use your reasoning. There is day and night. The day, it does not overtake the night, and the night, it does not overtake the day. There's a smooth transition. Who's doing that? Are we doing that?
That's the sun. Surely.
But the sun,
Between day and night.
but the sun, sure, but we haven't done that. Those things are limited. The sun is limited. The stars are limited. It doesn't have the ability to arrange itself, right? The moon is limited. It doesn't have consciousness. It doesn't have reason. It doesn't have things like us. They don't have these things. You know. How do these intricate systems come into place? So Allah is saying is that the signs of Allah are everywhere. The signs of the Creator are everywhere, right? That there's day and night, right? The rain comes, and then the crops grow, right? And from these crops there are various fruits and grapevines, and it's pleasing to the one who's eating them. An orange doesn't taste like a pineapple. These are the signs, the blessings of the Creator, and these are the signs that there is a Creator. Because if we're not doing it, do we give life and death?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I missed that bit.
Life and death.
Yeah.
I know when someone dies,
Yeah.
right? Even if all their organs are functioning,
Yeah.
you can't bring them back to life. Why?
Because once the heart stops beating physically, we can't. You can in certain things.
You can, right? You can do certain things, but how come they don't? You can't bring them back to life. Give them, that person, his character, his life, his emotion. We don't say that person's gone. We say, I miss that person. Right? We are individuals. We have certain emotions. We have experiences. Right? How can humans have these things? Right? Science says we don't know. We don't know how we have individuality. You know, things that are like you don't like. How can atoms and molecules just keep colliding and give rise to consciousness? It's a clear sign that there's a Creator. You know that. Look, at the moment, the day is turning into night. There's a smooth transition, and many people here are not noticing. That's how smooth it is, right? It's a clear sign that there's a Creator. Right now, on the other side of the world, it's gonna be daytime.
Yeah.
Right? This is mind-boggling, right?
Yeah. Because they're turned away from the sun.
Excellent, right? How is this happening?
The world
Put it in
turns.
motion.
The world turns.
Okay, but
It turns and goes round the sun.
sure, right? But the saying is that who put everything in motion? How can these evolution didn't
Over billions and billions of years.
so really,
One tiny change at a time.
okay, if I throw paint on the floor
Yeah.
1,000,000,000 times,
Yeah.
will I get a Picasso painting? Intricate, complex, detailed?
No.
Never.
No.
It's irrational to believe that if I can keep throwing paint on the floor continuously,
Yeah.
that it will give rise to a very beautiful painting. And in the strokes, in the strokes of that painting, there is a indication of a designer, someone who has painted it. DNA, it's very complex DNA, right? We used to think that 70% of DNA is junk DNA, but now we're coming to realize that it has a function, right?
Yeah.
Information. DNA has a lot of information inside of it.
Yeah.
The only thing that we know that information comes from is intelligence. Our brain can hold more than 1,000 terabytes of information.
Yeah.
Yeah? It's more powerful than any supercomputer,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
right? But the computer cannot come from nothingness. But our brain, it came from nothingness. It gradually just came. That's not a rational thing to believe, right? Same thing, our eye is 600 and something megapixel.
Yeah.
More complex than any camera that we can build, right?
Yeah.
The heart, the lungs, very complex,
Yeah.
right? How can it come from nothing?
Abu Hajar Muhammad, creative, poetic, da'wah.